Greetings, Tuberinos. Well, say hello to Michael Pearl. He runs a fundamentalist Christian organization by the name of No Greater Joy Ministries, from which he dispenses his pearls of wisdom. To me, it all sounds like a fish story, but hey, you tell me.
Man, this is a tough old bird here. Jared is standing there behind the camera, and he's got some questions. So, Jared, I need to sharpen my knife. Why don't you give us the questions, and we'll see what we can come up with.
If we are not born with a sinful nature, then why did Jesus need to be born from a virgin?
Okay, when Adam sinned, he was the head of the human race. He was appointed by God to be he was number one, and the soul that God breathed into Adam when he breathed the breath of life into him was God's soul. And that soul Adam passed on to future generations. Whatever Adam did, the whole human race did, because the whole human race was in his body. In the book, whenever Adam sinned, you and I were in his loins. What does that mean? That means that in his semen, where the soul is passed to the female and passed on to future generations, we were all present. We're present. So when Adam sinned, you and I sinned as well. By one man sin entered the world, and death by sin, so death passed upon all men, for all have sinned. That is, when Adam sinned, all of us were participants in Adam's body, and all of us received the same death sentence that Adam received. So Jesus had to be born of a virgin to avoid the curse that was upon Adam. Had he had male sperm, then he'd not been God. Jesus was born with God's sperm. God artificially inseminated, created his generated sperm into the womb of the Virgin Mary. Now, there was not copulation, but there was implantation, because the Bible said that which is conceived in thee is of the Holy Ghost. So actual conception took place in the womb of the Virgin Mary. That is, semen and egg came together, conceived, and the result was a God-man. The soul of God and the soul of man blended into one whole in a purely human body. So that's why he had to be that. Not because he was avoiding a sinful nature, but he was avoiding the curse that fell upon Adam. Jesus Christ was fully man and fully God at the same time. Sin would be God's fault, not mine, if I were born predisposed to sin and incapable of doing anything else. So when Adam sinned, you and I sinned as well. Sin would be God's fault, not mine, if I were born predisposed to sin and incapable of doing anything else. So when Adam sinned, you and I sinned as well. Sin would be God's fault, not mine, if I were born predisposed to sin and incapable of doing anything else. So when Adam sinned, you and I sinned as well. So when Adam sinned, you and I sinned as well. So when Adam sinned, you and I sinned as well.